I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby. Come on. Let's go.
How have I been successful in life?
Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. I am your host, Shaun. Sorry about the extended delay. You know, we're always running late, but we're a little later than usual. Dad duty calls as well as technical difficulties. We've got the combo tonight. So, but we're here. We're live. We're going to talk about a UFC pay-per-view card that has two top 10 fighters. Good stuff. How you doing, Wes?
Pretty good card.
That's not to say that it's not gonna be a fun card. There's lots of action fights. There's gonna be a lot of violence. It's just there's only two top 10 fighters on the card.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Dad duty in full gear. The little man turns 4 tomorrow. Had his party Saturday, but yeah, already been 4 years. Turns 4 tomorrow, and he's a little prick. Dude is they get about this age and they can start expressing themselves. And
well, I mean, he's part you, so
he's definitely his dad's son. That's for sure. I mean, I was off the rails when I was a little kid, so we're getting a little of that now, but it's all good, man. We got a good card. Had a pretty fun card last week. We made a lot of money for the first time in a while, so it's going to be fun to go back over that. And I'm not in the Epstein files. I'll put that out there. Not me. I like him. I like him a tiny bit older than 13 nowadays. So not in the old Epstein files. I don't know why people still all concerned about that shit, bro.
That's old shit. We're talking about new shit now, Wes. Why
your healthcare gone? Your healthcare gone. Oh, you want food stamps? Die, motherfucker. Epstein who?
Oh Lord, it's good stuff. Yeah, I was a bit of a shit when I was young, and the little girls definitely got a little bit of devilish tendencies, and that is definitely me, not my wife. So that's the way she goes.
You can definitely see it passed down. Like my ass is lucky. Like I wasn't in jail. Like I was so bad as like a really young kid that like I got put in like some behavioral facility a couple times. I was bad, man. Like that's like later in life. I was like, I'm seriously lucky I didn't end up in prison or something, because I scrapped a lot of motherfuckers, man, in my youth and stuff. And just lucky that it kind of worked out of me. I guess my brains overtook my anger. Like, you know what, dumb shit. Like, just go make some money, go to work, make some money, stop starting shit.
Yeah.
But I think our kids are gonna have. I know mine will, at least. I have way more male guidance in his life, and that's just very, very important. I say it all the time that like just being there around your kid, especially a boy, is like nine fucking tenths of the battle. Just being there and letting them know. So yeah, but it's fun, man, to watch the dude lose his shit. Like I can see myself like immediately. It's good shit, man.
Love it. Yeah. I'm doing well. Just taking her day by day, getting through some shit, but
you're back to work, right? Didn't you get back to work?
Yeah, been back to work for about a month and a half now. So little girl's in the daycare, and that's going well. So can't complain, man.
Yeah, we got to start little man in his his preschool stuff this
Preschool?
fall, and he
Yeah.
never did any daycare or nothing. We both stayed home and
Yeah.
kind of shared that. But he's gonna go to his first environment like that this fall, so that should be very interesting. He gets along with kids though, like at the park and shit and stuff
Yep.
like that. So I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Yep. Yeah. It'll be a transition, but
Yeah.
we'll get through. But yeah, we both crushed last weekend, which was nice after an extended piss poor results of the past bunch of cards. So I guess we were due and we got her done. Go ahead.
I was over 12 units on the card, and all I can think about is getting robbed on Wonder Boy. Like it should have been like 16 on the card.
Yep.
And that's all I can think about.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a little greedy. There's always more. And you can have one of the better nights you can ever have, and the sport will still take one away from you.
Yeah, badly too, because that was just that's some atrocious shit.
We'll start at the top. We'll do the first three on the main card. We had the Black Beast doing Black Beast things, knocking out Taliesin Teixeira in 35 seconds. Lovely. Gabriel Bonfim losing, but somehow winning, according to two judges, by decision against Stephen Thompson. And then Steve Garcia did exactly what you and I said he was going to do, and took a decision over Calvin Kattar. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, the Steve Garcia fight played out just about exactly how we thought it was going to go. Ended up sprinkling a little bit on that Garcia decision at plus 400.
Smart.
The over 1.5 was my favorite bet on the entire card. I'm still shocked.
We both hammered it.
I'm still shocked that it was lying like that. I didn't understand that at all. Calvin Kattar's like done as any kind of top 10, top 15 fighter. He's completely done. I still don't know how good Steve Garcia is. I think he's okay, but
good enough.
He needs to step up. Talked a little bit about that's a robbery. Like, that's a robbery. Everybody from media to people on the timeline to everybody. I mean, that was crazy, man. Like, you can't have a guy get kicked in the head and body multiple times and then grab a guy against the cage for 2 minutes to end the round and give him the round. I don't know what we're looking at anymore. That was a bad robbery. I don't guess it seemed like as bad as others when there's a lot of damage and shit done and stuff, but I thought that's about an egregious of a robbery as you can get in this sport. Like, I thought it was pretty clear who won the third round, and
that's all you have to judge. And one guy was holding on and landing some tiny punches, and the other guy was punching them much, much harder.
Landing big body kicks, landed a couple more head kicks. Like, I mean, Bonfim is like a fraud. Like, he's a fucking fraud. Like, that's multiple times now where this guy's he's lost.
He just has to get takedowns. And, if he fights a guy that has poor takedown defense, which, Thompson has, I would say, okay takedown defense, then he's going to struggle, because if the guy's good for standing up, he's going to get lit up on the feet.
I mean, he about got knocked out cold in what was it, the second round?
Yep.
I mean, and props to Wonder Boy at 42. Like, that was a great performance. I hate that even more because that guy's only got a couple fights left. Like, to get one snatched from him like that's pretty rough, because that was a great performance, man, against a dude that was, I mean, massive favorite. Man, that would have put just a all-time night for me that I got completely robbed out of. But Derek Lewis kind of made up for it. The PPH had Lewis straight up round one at plus 800. Had some of that. Not even KO, just Derek Lewis round one at the PPH was plus 800. KO had a little money line. Look, if you're going to use both fucking hands to stand up from getting pounded on, I'm glad you got robbed. Like, that was a shit stoppage. He's probably taken one or two more and getting fucking flatlined anyway, but that was a bad stoppage, but I don't care. Not even from my bets. From if you're going to use both hands to grab the cage and stand up, you deserve to get that fight stopped. I'm perfectly fine with that. Lewis afterwards is just like the best in-ring interview after a fight that we have in this sport. That guy saying, I'm going to go home and ground and pound the old lady. And like, she's in the cage for this shit. Like that was like a plus stuff outside of everybody having to suck Cheeto dick off now, apparently for some reason, even the black guys for some fucking reason. Y'all know he's racist, right? He doesn't like y'all, but, that was an awesome performance by Derek Lewis, just vintage shit. And you're getting 6'7" tall guy Brazilians in there, and you're giving Derek Lewis fucking KO numbers like that. Even all the shit I've talked about Derek Lewis for a decade now. Thanks. Like that was another just crazy line. The KO line was nuts. And yeah, vintage Lewis from the opening bell to the post-fight interview, just fantastic stuff.
Yeah, he treats this sport as it should.
Yes,
it's,
yeah,
it's
he
a clown
does.
show, and he was pulling out all the stops. Yeah, the whole climbing the cage stuff is fucking garbage. Because here's the thing: if who was it? Herzog? Yeah, Herzog. If he like stopped him and puts him back on the ground, you're still getting extra time to recover.
Mhm.
It's kind of bullshit that he's doing that. Like Herzog needs to be like over there smacking his hands to get off of it, because any extra seconds that you get by just pulling yourself up, even if you get put back down, is garbage in a fight ending situation. So yeah, I'm glad he stopped it. I know it was a weird stoppage, but it's kind of bullshit, the thing that he pulled, and I'm glad that he kind of paid for it. So works for me. I won a shit ton of money on it, and yeah, we'll get another. I don't know who Black Beast is gonna fight next. Talking about maybe Aspinall or something, because he's one of the few that haven't fought him. But
Yep.
um, you know,
Well, I guess the announced today is pretty much a title eliminator, but are you going to sit Aspinall for like even
how
longer?
long?
Like, god
He's
damn.
already been sitting for fucking how long? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him somebody at this point. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. Fucking put Lewis in there. Let him knock
Let
out
him, yeah.
Derek
Nope.
Lewis. Yeah, it'll be fun. Whatever. Works for me.
Or let fucking Derek knock this fucking bum out. Like, it's more than possible. Like, I don't put nothing by Black Beast touching somebody's chin anymore.
You betcha. Rest of the main card, Morgan Charrier gets the KO 27 seconds into the third round after a fairly close fight. Victor Petrino shows that, Austin Lane is a garbage man that shouldn't be in
Trying to tell you.
the UFC. And then Tuco Toka's submission, Junior Tafa. There's a bunch of guys on this card that don't need to be in the UFC. Wes, what do you got?
Yeah, that's another fight that like I had an all-time night shaping up. Landwehr was taking over in that fight. It looked like Morgan was doing what he usually does. He starts gassing later into the fight. Landwehr was taking over and then comes out and gets absolutely fucking highlight reel. Dude didn't even put his hands up. Like he just sat there and took a fucking 5-piece, knocked dead. And I'm like, fuck, there it goes. But I had fucking Landwehr like plus 250, was feeling very good starting the third, and then that happened. So I still think Charrier is a fade.
Yep.
I mean, you can see the skills, you can see the hands in that finish, but we also saw his flaws like glaringly so in that fight. Yeah, Petrino at 265 is like a tank, man. That guy, if he can get you down and shit, like we'll see. But like Austin Lane is one of the worst fighters on the roster. I said that on the show last weekend. The Petrino round one was like even money or something like that. We'll take a little bit of that, and then Yeah, Tuco's got the over 1.5 there, just fucking barely. So we will take that as well. That's another play that we had last week that cashed. And I guess with the bad ones, you take the good ones, and that one barely got there, and we'll take it. Junior Tafa is one of the worst fucking fighters I've ever seen in my life. That guy's so bad.
Yeah. That's about it. We'll run through the rest of the preliminary card. You had Chris Curtis winning a split. Shouldn't have been a split. Jake Matthews did what he was supposed to do. We talked about it. I got scared away from a couple of our friends being on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and Jake Matthews actually fights intelligently and gets an easy win. Eduardo Mora gets a decision. Lauren Murphy retires, and Eduardo Mora still doesn't look good. Heavyweight special, Volter Walker, third time in a row, gets the heel hook. Did they talk about that being a record? That seems like that has to be a record if you get 3 in a row, right?
Yeah, it was something like 3 straight first round sub finishes or something. Is
even
like
that, but like specifically like a leg lock. That's got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody had gotten like 2 in a. I guess like heel hook, but like Husamar had got like a few.
But did he get them in a row? Like,
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Awesome. Mike Davis was a giant favorite and finished Mitch Ramirez in the second round, and Fatima Klein knocked the shit out of Melissa Martinez, but forced us to wait for 2.5 rounds to do it. What do you got, Wes?
Well, I'm glad she did, because I had the over 2.5 in that fight.
Close. 6 seconds.
Yeah, I had a couple really close ones that made up for the shitty ones, but yeah, Chris Curtis is fucking washed though. Like he won the fight, but that guy's he's getting there. Matthews did what I hoped he did, what I hope he would do. Nice plus money there. Yeah, who gives a shit about Lauren Murphy? Can never talk about her again. And yeah, we got the under 2.5 in the fucking Walker fight. Love that bet. That came through easily, but god damn, man, like these heavyweights and bigger guys that just get caught in leg locks and tap so fucking quick and shit. And I get you got a big guy on your leg, but you never see dudes like tapping like that in lower weight classes when they get their legs. Like they just work out. They just are calm and they work out of it. These big dudes are like fuck that, and tapping immediately. 3 in a row is crazy though. I don't know what that guy's not fucking good, man. Like he's not good. Yeah, and Mike Davis just shows what a top 15 kind of guy in the UFC is going against a bum. Like you're going to get worked over. Mike Davis isn't great, but when you got low level competition like that, I do like Mike Davis is going to run through you. So yeah, pretty good card, man. I thought that was a fun card, man. A lot of action, was pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, it was. So that's what you got to have when it's I don't know. There's a lot of big favorites. Not all of them came through, but when you have favorites, fight like a favorite and get highlight reel finishes. That's what we ask for.
Yeah, it's what.
Go ahead.
That's what makes PFL fun now. When they have 500 minus 500 favorites, those dudes go out there and murder guys. Like it's old Bellator playbook. We want the human sacrifice hour. If you're going to give us fucking minus 600 favorites, go out there and sacrifice somebody. And, you know, Scott Coker would serve these guys up, painters and warehouse workers and shit. And we loved it. It was good times.
Love it. And now we're moving over to UFC 318. It's taking place in Nolens, Louisiana. For Dustin Poirier's
end of a legend.
Alleged retirement fight.
Yeah, alleged. You know, he I saw some interview and he was like, I'm not one to come back when I said, then they interviewed Mike Brown like today or something. He's like, it would take something spectacular for Dustin to ever fight again. I think I'm like, okay, so he's
if
not
he
full.
if he knocks fucking Holloway dead and they offer him to Poirier, are they gonna fight?
He's fighting again. He's fucking gonna
There
fight
it is.
again.
Big shocker. Now that being said, Poirier seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Seems like he has things outside of the cage to keep him busy. So if it is one of those guys, he might be them. That stays.
Also, Little Wayne's gonna walk out Poirier for the main. And he said he's gonna keep his James Brown music. So that should be hype. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. What's Lil Wayne gonna do with that?
I don't know. Just hopefully he doesn't fall asleep on the walkout and chip a tooth from being on the lean and shit.
You 2 cups.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a 14 fight card. So we're gonna run through some of these fights that don't matter very much. Speaking of, we start off in the women's flyweight division. We got the fucking Judas taking on Nicole Cagliari. Do you know who these people are, Wes?
I've literally, I guess I've watched them fight, but I don't feel like I've ever heard of them. The old Cagliari chick, not bad, not bad. I don't know about fighting, but not bad. I got
searching.
I got nothing here, man. Probably dog and tout master, but I really got no read on this fight.
And the Judas is minus 340 or so.
It's wild.
Yeah, don't care. Next up, middleweight division, Bruno Ferreira taking on the Oklahoma City Bomber. Is that who that is, Wes?
Yeah, that's the one they're lining him back up because the guy he was going to fight, remember, pulled out like the day of or something. He got sick from the weight cutter. Well, it was supposed to be dumbass that he couldn't get his ankle bracelet off.
Right.
So they lined him up another fight.
And then the guy fucking blew his weight.
Yeah.
And now he's a plus 420 underdog to Bruno Ferreira. Is Bruno Ferreira going to murder this man in a round?
Yeah, I think Bruno fucks him up and around. If I need something, Bruno round 1 is like even money or slight plus money. That might be something I just take a small little shot on.
Under 1.5, minus 245.
Yeah, Bruno's gonna throw hammers. Can the old Bomber take him? We'll see.
Yeah, kind of doubt it. Yeah, that's always wild when you see the under 2.5 or under 1.5 is juiced like that.
They know what's happening.
They know what's happening. It's I know in the past we tried to be contrarian, and I mean usually that involves some fatties, but I don't know. In this case, it's probably justified. A lot of these juiced under 1.5s do seem to come through, unless you got some slop, and there's not too much slop on that Ferrera body, so he probably disposes them fairly quickly. Speaking of slop, we're heading up to the heavyweight division. Ryan Spann still has a job. Don't ask me why. And he's taking on Lucas Brzeski, which I could say the same thing. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, so 2 heavies that are really bad and usually aren't in there for long and shit, but I think they're actually gonna be a little sloppy, like not do a whole lot early on. And I'm mine. Fight starts round 2 at like minus 110. I know Spann can get out of there quickly, but Brzezinski usually doesn't do a whole lot. I don't like that Mick Parkin knocked him out in the first round. That's a little scary, but like Ryan Spann he does a bunch of dumb shit and ends up falling on his back half the time. So I just feel like these are 2 sloppy fucking heavyweights that are gonna do a bunch of dumb shit early, wear themselves out, and make this into the second round at least. So I kind of like fight starts round 2. Nothing big or anything, but probably a small play on that for me. As far as a pick, I don't know. I seriously don't know, man. These are I'll probably take Span just for like strength of schedule, but man, these are 2 like really sloppy, horrible fucking fighters.
It's a terrible fight. Span is 1-4 in his last 5, and Breshke is 1-5 in his last 6. Don't know why. These people are on the roster. I know they have to fill cards, but this didn't need to be a 14 fight card. So you could probably dispose of both of these guys and no one would care. I guess I'll take Span. Like you, I would be looking at starts round 2 or something like that, because these guys are both trash. And if it doesn't end super quick, then it might just start sailing over.
Well, yeah, this is one that if it gets out of the first, you're probably going to see 15 minutes of some horrible fucking MMA.
Yeah. What is goes to decision plus 500? Yeah, maybe. Next up, we're going a little bit lighter, light heavyweights. Jimmy Crute taking on Marcin Brachnow. Wes?
Man, this is bad. Like the last fight, man, just 2 dudes that find ways to lose fights. I think Jimmy's the slightly better guy, but man, he's got fucking rocks for brains. This dude will find a way to get fucked up in a fight. I do favor him though. I think he's slightly better. Definitely fought the better competition, but man, if you're laying minus 300 on Jimmy Crute in a fight, like just give me your money and save yourself all of the pain. Man, a total here. I was kind of looking at the under, but it's getting a little juicy. If the 2.5 wasn't as juiced up as it was, I mean, there's some spots at around minus 140 or so. I do lead in the under in this fight. I think one of these idiots are just going to fuck up and make a mistake and get finished. Who knows who that's going to be, but I mean, Prachniow has got some finishing ability, and Jimmy Crute does as well. So I kind of like the under 2.5, but I don't really want to lay minus 140 on it.
Yeah, I don't really like much betting on this card. The under 2.5 and minus 140 might actually be something that I'd be interested in.
Not bad, yeah.
Jimmy Crute losing to Anthony Smith in 2021 is an absolute fucking head scratcher. And that inch there, that's wild. Marcin Prachniow beating Khalil Roundtree in 2021, fucking insane. Insane that Khalil Roundtree lost that fight. I'm pretty sure I bet him by finish or something like that, and he straight up loses to Prachniow. Yep. Fucking wild. I think Jimmy Crute is the much more well-rounded fighter. He's obviously younger. He's 29. Prachnow's 37. I wouldn't lay minus 300, but I would expect him to win. He possibly can get Prachniow down and snatch up a sub, and even on the feed, he's got a little bit of power. So I think he has more options to get the win. I'd be surprised if somehow Prachniow throws a bomb and lands it on his chin and fucking crumples him. No, so that under 2.5 might have to pull the trigger. That is very ugly. I'm trying to stay away from fucking prelims these days, and this is a tough card for myself to bet. But yeah, I'll pick Crute. Early prelim main event, if that's a thing anymore. We got in the welterweight division. Adam Fuckett taking on Islam Dulatov. Who is Dulatov, Wes?
I mean, it's been like 8-9 months since we saw him. I guess he got a big finish on the Contender Series. looking back at his record, he smoked some guys on the regional scene. He's boxing, he's doing MMA, he's doing MMA against boxers. So I don't really know what to think about this guy, honestly. He might be that dude, but I mean, fuck, it's a tough dude, man. Like, tough split decision win over Josh Quillen last time out, which isn't bad. Got into the third with Michael Morales. I know he got his shit pushed in by Michael Morales, but that dude's just insane. He beat Solomon Renfro on LFA. Like, that's a solid win. I'm not saying I'm gonna bet Adam Fuckett here, but I do think that line is like a little bit wide on. I think you're just betting on some sort of potential in this spot to have this guy at minus 650. What I do like is fight starts round 2. Like, I'm kind of surprised that that's like even money. Like, who goes out there and absolutely murders Adam Fuckett? Like, that dude is tough as fucking shit. He's a decent, well-rounded fighter, insane chin. I bring up the Michael Morales fucking fight.
Made it till the third.
Yeah. So I mean, unless this kid is like the fucking next coming of something, I don't know how this is priced like that for Adam Fuckett to get into the second round against this kid. So the over 1.5 is like plus 170 in some spots. Like, that just seems a little wide to me. I kind of like that angle more than I like taking a little shot on Fuckett, even though I might throw some lunch money on him at that kind of price. I like fight starts round 2. You can get that at I'm seeing like some minus 120s out there. I think that's a very good price.
Yeah, you look at the first name, Islam. You look at the end of the last name, OV. And that's why you get a minus 650 favorite. That guy, beat up mostly scrubs on the regional circuit, and he was doing what he's supposed to, absolutely smoking them. Every one of them that he fought and won, he finished in the first round, save for one. But like you said, this could be a decent test against a durable guy. He probably does end up winning, but I think it probably takes a bit longer than most, or if not all these other fights. So yeah, one of these under 1.5, it's juiced to like minus 200.
That's too big.
If you're getting close to even money for fight starting round 2, I think it's worth a shot. You got a debuting fighter. I know he won on Contender Series, but stuff can just take some time, especially against a guy that's fairly durable and Fuckett, but obviously the pick is the Dulatov. What do we got next? We are on to the prelim card. Atiba, Abega, Gauthier taking on Robert Valentin in the middleweight division.
Man.
They showed this. I mean, obviously it was early, but they had showed that this was going to be on the main card. I don't know if that was. They were just showing fights that were confirmed at the time, but this was allegedly on the main card at some point, but we know how that goes. But that was very surprising to me, considering who these guys are. What?
Yeah, I thought this Valentin guy was going to be better than what he is coming off of his tough season. This dude trains and coaches a lot over at Tiger Muay Thai and stuff. Like, I just thought the guy was going to be better. He was deading dudes on tough and shit. I know he ran into that dude Loader on a fight night after tough and shit. And, like, the Loader guys was a D1 wrestler and shit. And he just like fucking humped him until he gave up, got the ground and pound. I thought he performed decent against Finney, man. Finney throws hammers and was throwing bombs and gassed himself out. I thought Valentine looked decent down the stretch in that fight. So kind of showed a little more than what I thought we was going to see out of him coming off of tough. I mean, I just don't know about this Gauthier dude. Like, he's fucking jacked to the hilt. I know he smoked a couple bums to get into the UFC, and then Medina in his debut. I mean, I guess he probably wins here, but fuck, man, he's minus 500 against a guy that's like not horrible. I don't think the guy's terrible. I'm not running out to bet Valentine. I kind of learned my lesson after the Loader fight, but it's another fight that I just don't think is over like immediately. They're pricing this like this Gautier guy's gonna go out here and just knock him out. And I don't know if he does it that quick. Fight starts round 2 is like minus 150. I don't see it posted everywhere yet. Feel like this fight kind of a later add to the card. The over 1.5 is like plus 125. I'm gonna watch the line on Fight Starts round 2, but I don't think he deads Valentine in the first round. And they're pricing it like he's going to. So I'm gonna look at that angle. I probably pick Valentine and Talmash. This line just seems kind of wild to me on a guy that's just not proven much to me. So minus 500 seems kind of crazy, but I'm going to look at Fight Starts round 2 and maybe a little over 1.5.
Gautier is obviously pretty hyped up here.
Yep.
His finish against Medina was nice. He is only 23 years old, so that kind of has two things going for him. He's very young and can make mistakes, and he can also improve very quickly. So it's tough to gauge with guys like that.
That man's a Cuban 23. He looks 33.
He does, but he's an absolute brick shit house.
Yep.
So he might be able to toss Valentine around the cage like Finney did. Valentine's obviously the more seasoned fighter, 30 years old. So it's a decent step up for Gautier. I don't really want to get in Gautier's way. But
this is pass.
minus 550. I think this is just kind of a wait and see. Because even the total, like it's not that big a dog odds for the over 1.5 and stuff like that to kind of try to maybe see if Valentine can extend this fight. So I think it's just a stay away, see if we can pick up on anything and see if Gautier is maybe closer to the real than a fraud. I guess we'll find out Saturday. Welterweight division, Francisco Prado taking on Nikolai Varetnikov. Wes?
Yeah, I kind of like Prado in this fight. Couple things just keeping me away. One, the price. Like it, don't really like to delay this kind of juice on a guy that's puts himself out there. Like Prado will go out there and scrap and put himself in tricky situations, and then also this. I think he's going to be undersized again, man. Like I really wish this kid would just go to 55 and just start making it, because I know he's a fucking tank and shit, but at 170, man, he's just undersized. He's going to be undersized against every dude that he fights in this division. I think this is going to be probably more of a stand-up fight, which definitely favors him. He's having problems when guys can take him down at 170. I think this probably stays on the feet, and I think his speed and his hands are going to be good enough here to get a decision probably. I'm going to watch the line. Hopefully it comes down a little bit. I don't want to lay minus 145, but I do favor Prado in this fight.
Yeah, I don't think Varetnikov really needs to worry too much about takedowns, and I think that probably helps him a decent amount in this fight, because a couple of fights that he was in he struggled with that a bit. Prado's given up 3 inches in height, 5 inches in reach, not great, and then just size wise, I think he's just going to be smaller. Yep. So I'll pick Varetnikov to win a decision. Prado is a tough bastard, never been finished. I think that length is just going to be a bit too much, length and size. So Prado's going to lose a third in a row. Not great.
I mean,
great.
Does it really matter nowadays, though?
I mean, That's gonna be 4. If he loses, that's 4 losses out of his 5 UFC fights, and his only win is against the bag man.
I mean, Span's going on like 5 of 6 or
Yeah,
something.
but Span weighs over 205
Yeah,
pounds.
yeah, that's
That is
very
the key
true.
there. So
Very true. And he's not a female. You can
yeah.
have like 6, 7 in a row.
Yeah.
They're keeping you around.
Next up, we got a rematch from the Casino Brawl in the middleweight division. Meathead Marvin Vettori taking on another meathead, Brendan Allen. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, Vittori looked about as aggressive as he ever has coming back in that casino. Like, yeah, look, if Vittori will just like do something in this fight, I think he can win this fight. I trust his chin way fucking more than I'll ever trust Brendan Allen's chin, and I think he hits harder than Brendan Allen. I think this is going to stay on the feet. Like Vittori's takedown defense has been pretty incredible. So he just needs to swing. I think he's the harder puncher. If he can throw those punches in this fight, I think he could. I don't think he's stopping Brendan Allen. Vettori couldn't stop shit at this point. But I do favor Vettori in this spot at a dog price. I just think the number is a little silly here against these guys that are very, very similar to each other. I can't remember. There was some Vettori decision out there too that was like, yeah, plus 280 out there. Not sure if that's a lot more on the money line to take a shot there, but that's the way I do favor him getting it done here. But if the guy just throws punches, I think he's the harder hitter than Brendan Allen at this point, and what's going to more than likely be a kickboxing match. So I favor Vettori at a price like that, taking a little bit of the dog.
Yeah, I agree. I think Vettori stuffs takedowns and throws more and lands a bit of the harder shots. That was the tough. He didn't look great against Dolidze. I was on him against Dolidze. I just kind of assumed it was going to be a repeat of their first fight, but he was out for almost 2 years with injuries, and I think that showed in that fight. He was definitely rusty. He's getting back in there after 4 months. I think he's going to look a lot better. And Brendan Allen is just dumb. He makes just dumb decisions in the cage. He made very dumb decisions against Imavov. He made dumb decisions against Fluffy. And I expect more stupidity. So I know Vettori is an absolute meathead, and he's got a thick-ass skull, which helps for taking those punches. But he doesn't have terrible fight IQ. He kind of knows what he can do. He knows what the game plan he needs to employ. He does it, and it hasn't worked out for him in the last 2 fights. But I think he can outpoint Brendan Allen here. So that's going to be consensus bet of the week. Marvin Vettori plus 175. Let's go. Start a streak here. We had the beast. No, we had the over 1.5 last week. Could have had the beast as well, but we let's get it
One
going.
safer
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah. Next up, bantamweight division. We got Kyler Phillips taking on the Lope Dog.
Yeah, this should be a very fun fight. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Kyler Phillips. I was kind of surprised at his performance against Rob Font. Like, I was on Kyler Phillips fairly big in that fight. I know Rob Font showed up and had one of his better performances that he's had in a couple years as a massive underdog to Kyler Phillips. I like that matchup for Kyler Phillips a lot more because I think Lope Dog is a bigger, stronger, more well-rounded Rob Font, and he's going to see that this time. I think Lope Dog is going to be throwing some hammers, man. That guy's very, very good, dude. He takes fights where he wants. I think he's definitely the more well-rounded guy. Standing up, and if he wants to take this to the mat, I think this probably stays on the feet, and I just think he's the bigger, fucking stronger puncher in this fight. Going to be the bigger guy than Kyler Phillips. So I like Low Dog quite a bit in this spot, man. I think this is going to be a little bit of another coming out party for him. He's on a very good roll, like the Ricky Simone win, then the Saeed win. Like, he's got a couple really good wins lined up here, and if he can beat Kyler Phillips, man, this guy's going to be moving up the ranking. So I like Low Dog in this spot. Low Dog probably by decision, but I'm going to watch the money line. It's gotten slightly better over the past couple of days, so hopefully it gets a tiny bit better, and I'm just going to play him straight up.
Kyler Phillips is very talented. It just seems like he has these weird performances every once in a while. Against Pava, he went for the kill and then gassed out and had to survive there. Against Rob Font, I don't know, like he was trying to force the takedowns a bit too much, and that kind of gassed him out, and then he just came down to the third and he kind of got outpointed in the third. Now, Low Dog is good. I think Kyler Phillips has fought the better fighters, but the wins against Simone and Saeed are nice. I think he has a fairly decent takedown game. He has all right takedown defense. So I do think you're right. I think he can stuff some takedowns, and when it's on the feet, like he's probably a little bit better. But I don't know. Phillips does pull some shit out.
He does.
He is a very skilled fighter. I just think he has problems kind of putting things together. Sometimes he's doing too much spinning shit, and then he's forcing grappling a bit too much. Like, I think if he does put his game together and kind of mixes the striking and grappling, he's a very good fighter. I'm just not certain that he's going to do that here against a tough guy, like you said. So I'll pick Low Dog. I don't think I like him enough to bet him, just because I do worry about, Phillips is a very, very good offensive fighter. So
I've been a big Phillips fan too for a while. I think that kid's very good. And then you touch on it. It is kind of surprising that he does fight like that sometimes, because he comes from a very good gym that's usually got very good game plans and fights. And sometimes he's just like, fuck that, and just does dumb shit. So,
So I'll be pulling for Low Dog for you if you take him. And it should be a fun fight regardless, because both these guys are very talented offensively. We're on the main card. You might be surprised that we're on the main card for what this first fight is, but we got in the lightweight division Michael Johnson at how many years old, Wes? He is
39.
Ooh, taking on
He's old.
Daniel Zellhuber.
Yeah, look, I'm not the biggest Zellhuber fan. I think the kid's okay. I think he's fine. On the other side too, Michael Johnson, when he's in these spots, seems to sometimes pull fucking golden horseshoes out of his ass and pull something off. But I don't see that here. I think Zellhuber, Michael Johnson is the chinny chin at this point. He just somehow takes one, gets fucking co-cocked, and dudes can't get him out of there. I'm just going to go with the under in this fight. I think somebody's going to sleep. I think Zellhuber's either going to do Michael Johnson how he's just been getting done lately and not let him back in the fight, or Michael Johnson's going to pull one of those just fucking dumb things he does sometimes and catches a guy and gets him out of there. The under 2.5 is like -105, -110, something like that. I think that's a very good price in this fight. I think one of these dudes are going out. I think it's probably going to be Michael Johnson. We're going to see, like, the dude's almost 40, man. He gets hurt every fight. That guy gets chin checked like every fight. And Zellhuber fucking can pull off wild shit, man. He will hit you from crazy angles and shit. I think that's the worst possible thing for Michael Johnson. So I think Zellhuber knocks him out in this fight. I like the under, though.
Yeah, Michael Johnson's little two fight win streak, not that impressive. You got the Bagman. I don't know if that's the Bagman or the Bagman's brother, but and then Darius Flowers. Like these aren't aren't very good fighters. Zellhuber's kind of still coming into his own. He's only 26 years old, still kind of figuring it out. Had that war with Ribovic in the Sphere, but for the most part, he's a fairly decent fighter. Those good strikes. He did have that. He did snatch up that anaconda against Yagos. Could he do that against Michael Johnson? Sure. Michael Johnson fucking gets subbed by a ton of people. Minus 650 is tough. I'm just a person that doesn't. I don't like. I would not lay minus 650 on very many fighters in the UFC. So I don't know who's parlaying this guy up or playing him straight. I mean, he did open minus 350. I guess at that price, you could throw him in a parlay, and then the books move and stuff like that. But under 2.5 around even money. It's probably the way to go with kind of how durable Michael Johnson is. Zellhuber's a minus 650 favorite. If you think he should be around that, then he should finish this guy more often than not. So the under at even money, it's probably the way to go.
There's some plus 470 Zellhuber sub out there.
It's not bad. Johnson does like to tap to some random shit. So I know it's been a while, but early on in his career, he did get subbed a lot. So maybe Zellhuber, catches him in a scramble or up against the cage or something like that.
Inside is around minus 115. Zellhuber inside.
Yeah, you might as well take the under 2.5 just in case Michael Johnson throws a nuke like he did against Poirier or some shit like that.
Michael Johnson's plus 450. He could. There's times when that guy's done that. Like ask Bradley.
Yep, he will pull out some shit. So it's definitely possible. Moving down to the featherweight division, we got Danny Ige taking on Pitbull. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, I think this fight is going to be fucking fantastic, and I think Pitbull is going to get a fight almost a little closer than what he thought he was going to get last time, when Yair just pretty much like took his ass down and fucking laid on top of him and shit and just controlled him, was the bigger guy. I think it is very true that guys coming from big name guys coming from other orgs finally getting their shot in the UFC absolutely underperform. I think we've seen that over and over now. I think Pitbull did that. I think the moment got to him a little bit. But mainly, I think this is a way better matchup for him. Danny Ige is going to come forward. They're going to throw down. And one guy hits like a fucking truck. And the other dude's a little bit chinny at times. Getting almost 2-1 on Pitbull in the spot. I got to take some. I think he bounces back here. I still think Pitbull is an all-time great at this division, in this division. Even at this advanced age now. But Ige's going to bring it, and it's going to be a fun fight. And I just think it's more of a 50-50 fight, or a Pitbull should be slightly favored fight. And you're getting almost 2-1 on who I think is an all-time great. I got to take that in the spot.
He is an all-time great, but he has been looking a little sketchier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Years. He is 38 years old at 145 pounds.
Ige looks like him though at 30. Ige's starting to look a little sketchy too, I think. But you're right. Pitbull's old.
Yep. But yeah, Pitbull was kind of getting lit up at distance against Yair, which isn't really surprising considering.
Yeah.
Yair is a very good.
Yair's very good, man. He is.
The size that he has at 145. It was concerning for me that he did get cracked and dropped there late in that fight. And then if you go back to Ryzen in 2023, he did get knocked the fuck out in the first round. So that is concerning for me. Ige, I don't know. It's weird. I don't think of Ige as a power puncher at all. And then you go look at his stats. He has an absolute shit ton of knockdowns. Like he doesn't have he has a decent amount of KOs, but he's got a bunch of fucking knockdowns. So I I kind of like the under 2.5. It's like plus 200. Like you said, Pitbull does throw fucking hammers. This is going to be a brawl. And Ige, that chin is a little
Mhm.
sketchy at some points. So I think
It's
these
not
guys
bad.
are going to go to war, and somebody's going to fall. I think I give a little bit of the edge to Ige to get it done. But you know, Pitbull has done this before. He's knocked out much bigger guys than Dan Ige, so he's got that in him. So I like the under 2.5. Not sure how big I'll bet it, but I think that's the way that I'm going in that fight. Welterweight division. Not sure why these guys are matched up. Kevin Holland taking on D-Rod.
Holland is going to smoke this guy, and I'm trying to figure out if he's going to finish him or if this is going to go 15 minutes. That's it for me. I don't know why these guys are matched up. Holland down at 170 is like pretty fucking good, and he could do some pretty good things down at 170. I don't know why he's fighting fucking D-Rod at this point. So maybe just get another fight in quick. Maybe that's who was available. We know how Holland likes to stay very, very, very active. I'm glad he's at 170 now. That guy can have a career down there, probably a very good career down there. And I think he fucks D-Rod up. I think he probably gets a finish in this fight. At some point, D-Rod's gonna be on the ground, and I think Holland's gonna snatch something up.
Yeah, we got Kevin Holland coming off wins against Gunnar Nelson and Vincente Luque, and for some reason he's fighting D-Rod. D-Rod did get a nice finish last time out, but that wasn't. That was a somewhat close.
He was losing. He was
that fight against
losing the
Stephon
fight.
Tibo.
Yes. Yep.
So it's a weird matchup. I don't know. UFC throwing Holland a bone. He's fighting a guy that's probably not going to take him down. So if Holland doesn't have to worry about the takedowns, he's probably going to fuck the other guy up. He just has so much reach, especially at 170, that he's going to tag this guy. Holland has shown a very good chin. I'm not too sure how he gets it done. I do think he gets the finish, but yeah, not sure if he gets the sub or the KO. It's a tough choice. I'm guessing him inside the distance is pretty juicy.
Minus 150 in a couple spots, which isn't.
Yeah,
it's not horrible, but
it's not horrible. It's just fucking. You are still betting on Kevin Holland to make sure that he finishes the guy, and that's mine. And you're laying, mid, 100 minus 150 and shit like that. So I'll probably just stay away, and hopefully Kevin Holland does some cool shit. So on to the co-main event. We got the Juice Man, Paulo Costa, taking on Roman Kopylov.
Yeah, this is just weirdness, man. There's just always weirdness when the Juice Man when he fights. Yeah, look, Kopylov has got a couple okay wins. The Chris Curtis win, I don't think is like as good as like in hindsight, man. I think Curtis is just like he's starting to get old and still
and the wrong weight class.
Yeah, even more so the wrong weight class. I mean, Cesar Almeida split but he's fought like twice. This would be his third fight in like the past year. He's got those couple wins. For me, what Costa is just like is a guy gonna make him fight? You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy's not going to get up in Costa and make him fight, he usually just likes to fucking sit there and just wait for it to come to him. I don't think he's going to have that problem here. Kopylov is going to come forward and fucking throw. And I think that's the best thing that could happen for Costa, because when he fights, I think he's way better than Kopylov. I think he's the better striker, the better fucking sub guy. I think he hits way harder. Man, you're getting dog money on a guy that was not long ago top 5 in this division, man. against a guy that's going to put him in a good matchup. I like Costa in this fight, man. I think this line is kind of wild, dude. 2-1 on Costa against a guy that I think he's way better than. He just needs a fight to break out. I think Kopylov is going to give him that fight. So I like Costa, man, as a 2-1 dog in this spot.
Yeah, I agree. It's just tough to trust him because he comes into some of these fights. And that being said, Strickland is a fucking weird fighter. Lots of good fighters look stupid against him, and it just is what it is. Robert Whittaker, still a fucking very good fighter in 2024. He probably should have dusted Luke Rockhold a bit easier than what happened there back in 2022, but I don't know. He's a bit of a fucking head case. Adesanya, when he pumped him, he just ruined this man. And so I don't know. He is coming out and saying that he is gonna brawl. Whether you can trust this dude,
you can't trust anything I got says.
But Kopylov's wins, like you said, not that impressive. He had to go with the takedowns against Cesar Almeida. He ain't getting takedowns on Paulo Costa.
No.
So if things aren't going well for him on the feet, he's going to be in trouble. I think I got to play Costa small because I do like him in this matchup. It's just tough. He is 1-4 in his last 5. He's
the line gets you there though. Like as a 2-1 dog. Like
Yep. The number, I guess, believes Costa is just completely washed. He is not the man he was back in the the 17s and 18s, which that was a long time ago at this point. But in this matchup, like they're gonna strike and they're gonna brawl, and I don't know. I trust him to throw strikes and come forward. And I know Kopylov is decent. I understand that he's a good technical fighter, but I also think that Costa, if he pulls the trigger and if he tries to fight, he is a very good offensive striker with a lot of power. So it's probably just going to be a small play, but I think I have to back Costa at 2-1. So that's the path I'm going there. And now on to the main event for the BMF belt. Featuring a guy that just got knocked fucking dead against the guy that got knocked dead a couple fights ago. Max Holloway taking on Dustin Poirier. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, this is still a really good fight.
It's an awesome fight. I just watched the second fight yesterday. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, two just absolute legends. Yeah, I just think this is kind of. So I think like Max moving up, like when he fought Dustin, was it the second fight?
Yep.
What was the second fight?
First one, they were both at featherweight. Last time was for the interim belt at 55.
Yeah. So, Max moving up that time, that was one of his first few time. Maybe was that the first time he had moved up?
It was the first time. And it was he did not really weight train for that. He just didn't come weight.
You could see immediately that the size and the power difference was over. Like you could see it from the jump. It's different now. Max is a grown ass man at this point. He's put the muscle and the weight on. I know he got finished by Illa, but like Illa lands like what he did on Max and shit. Dudes are literally asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like Max's chin is still insane at this point. I just feel Dustin's the older guy. I mean, he's retiring. He's the older dude. He's taken so much fucking damage over his career. All the fights that Max has had and the throwdowns, like the dude's never taken the damage that Dustin takes in a couple fights. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like Max in this spot quite a bit. I just think he's going to be able to move. He's going to be the faster guy if he stays away from like just the huge power of Dustin. He can't hit clean, of course, but Dustin's not going to be throwing jump gillies on Max and shit. So I just think this is a kickboxing match, man. And I still think Max is one of the greatest kickboxers we've seen down at these lower weight classes. And mainly, I just feel Dustin's like he's retiring for a reason. He's taken a lot of shit these past few years. If Max doesn't get caught clean and deaded, I think he starts pulling away in the second, third, fourth round of this fight. So getting Max at like around minus 120, minus 125 against a retiring guy who's still good, but he ain't the same dude as they were when they fought last time. I like Max in this spot. I think Max. It probably goes 25 if I had to guess that way, but I think Max just his volume starts adding up. Dustin's probably going to get busted up later in this fight. He cuts bad, he bleeds a lot. Max rarely cuts, never bleeds and shit. It's just going to look worse on Dustin by the end of this fight, I think. So I like Max in this spot.
He was bleeding in the first fight. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, that fight, looking back, like you said, it's so weird because it's like it's gonna look completely different here, whoever wins. Like Max looked done immediately, and that like the power was like bothering him immediately in that first fight.
It was. This is a tough one for me. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm going to bet this fight. I can kind of make cases for both sides. In that first fight, Max was good. He was striking, and then Dustin would land one, and it would rattle Max's brain. And this was literally the first time that we had ever seen Max Holloway hurt.
Yep.
Before that, it was Iron Chin, and really since then we haven't seen it either, other than Ilya. And I it's just tough because you can land a bunch, and Holloway was landing a bunch, and then he would get in range because he has short ass arms. It's wild to see. Like he has a slender frame, but he has short ass arms. And Dustin is, a decent size for a 155er, and he would be able to catch him coming out and land on him, and it would rattle Max's brain.
You think Dustin's that same like reaction and shit and stuff at this point?
That's the tough part, right? Like, because obviously that was a decent amount of time ago.
Yeah.
What are we talking? That was 2019. So that's 6 years. Yeah,
and
6 years
look
ago. So,
what's Dustin taken in 6 years? And
he's taken a lot. And Max is, he's been in some long fights with Volkanovski, but nobody's really hitting him like Dustin was in that fight. I do think Max is going to be better. His footwork's going to be better. I think he's just going to be smarter, right? I think he kind of got rushed. I don't think he took that chance to go for the belt, but he didn't really super train for it. He wasn't bulking up. I think he's going to be much smarter this time. I do think Dustin is probably going to be a bit smarter this time as well, because he kind of blew his wad trying to get the finish in the first round, which is a bad idea against Holloway. So I think he'll have a little bit gas, but he is older now. It's tough. It's a tough thing.
And when does Dustin literally not go for it, against everybody?
Like he sees somebody wounded, he goes for it, whether it's a jump gilly or just throwing bombs. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Like I do think the power is still going to be very apparent. I do think Max is probably going to get hit less. The problem is Max's punches did nothing to Dustin. Like he was throwing and he was landing a bunch, and really the only times that Dustin was looking bad was because he was tired and he was just eating punches, but they weren't really affecting him. I don't know if that changes. I think Max is probably a little bit more power, and if he's actually bulking up to 55 to stay at 55, which he has said he is, he should have some more sting on his punches. So I don't know. I think I'm going to pick Holloway. I think it's going to be a super close fight again, honestly. Like, these guys are both very good boxers. I just think, Max is the younger guy, the fresher guy, the faster guy. It's just man, it was just surprising to see him get clipped as many times as he did in that first fight, or in the second fight, sorry. And it did a lot of damage. So like Dustin doesn't have to hit him as much, and it does a good amount of damage. So it might depend on who's fucking judging this fight. Are we going to go on volume, or are we going to go on more damage? And there might be some frustrated bettors depending on what side you're on. So I think I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. I'll pick Holloway to ever so slightly win a close decision, but it's going to be close. It's going to be awesome, and it'll be a fun way for Dustin to finish up his career.
Yeah, it'll be a great one to go out on because it's going to be a war. Like there's no way around that. Yeah, I think we're looking at just completely different guys than we were looking at in that fight. Like 6 years of what Dustin's taken over and Max hasn't taken that whatsoever. Yeah, and then let's not forget. I mean, like Max did Justin Gaethje, face planted this guy not long ago now.
It did take him to the fifth round. It did take him to the fifth round, and basically throwing Hayes to do it. But yes, he did.
And I do think you hit on, like, Max is a 155er now. He wasn't anywhere near a 155er the first time he fought Dustin. I do think he like Volk hit him. Illa landed a couple shots on him before he finally hurt him. But yeah, this is going to be a great fight. And yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure it's the last we see of Dustin, but you never know.
Yes, sir. All right, that'll do it. We'll be back next week for a card that took a pretty major hit with Evloev pulling out. Pico's gonna have to run the numbers and figure out when he's gonna cycle this shit again. But it's still a very good card.
Now we got some good boxing this weekend
and some very good boxing. So whatever your flavor, the Abu Dhabi card's going to be on in the afternoon, and then should have some decent, some pretty good boxing at night. So it should be good, man.
Yep.
All right, that's going to do it. For our friends Jeff and Ozzy in the chat, we always see you guys later.